Walking these streets, shadows fall, lost in a world, echoes call, searching for light, voices true, St. James Church in the heart of the blue. Glorify God, nurture all, share the gospel, hear the call.
Yep. All right. Well, welcome to our 75th anniversary conversations. We're here with Adam and Katie Wallace, who've been members here for quite some time. And so thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so how did you become members?
Well, that's probably starts with me. In 91 or 92, I was in second grade, so I can't.
Oh, okay.
One of those years. We moved churches and moved in with my folks, and so we started in the early 90s here, and then we started dating.
Yeah, in eighth grade.
In eighth grade, so with youth activities and stuff. Then
Eighth grade.
Yeah, I started.
That's
I just started showing up here every Sunday for youth, and that's kind of
Yep.
how I became familiar with St. James and everything. So and so it's been a while.
Okay. Now, were you married here? Or?
we were
Not here. We were married in Lutheran church, but it was in Peru.
where my folks were married, but Pastor Carlson did marry us.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
St. John's in Peru is where my parents and my grandparents were married.
Oh, that's interesting.
So we got married over there.
Okay.
But Pastor Carlson did the service.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've been to that church up there several
Yeah,
times.
it's a nice church.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And you have how many kids?
3 children.
3 children?
That run around.
Yep, I'm sure everybody's familiar with.
That, mostly run from the back to Janice's office for candy before church.
Grab suckers.
Yeah.
Can't miss those.
Yeah, got to keep her supplied with her dum-dums.
That's funny. So, what kind of things have you done in the church? Jobs or just activities that you've done in the church?
A lot of ours is youth stuff because we were members for the longest time during that youth period. So all the youth activities, the overnights, the hay rides, the
lock-ins and stuff.
lock-ins, the Easter breakfast, the caroling, the
Yeah, we used to go to where's up there in Wabash.
If there was a youth activity, we were probably at it.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the National Youth Gathering, but Adam did not.
Oh, okay. Which one did you go to?
Orlando. Went to Orlando in 2004, maybe.
Yeah, it's fresh. Yeah.
Maybe 2004. And then since we've been back, we came back I went to school in Indy. We lived in Indy for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then we came back in 21.
Okay.
To the church, yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Is that right?
Right?
Is that when you
before
came?
or after COVID?
I came in January 2nd, 21.
Yeah, so that's when we came. We came back that same year too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so since we've been back this time, we've been
You're on some committee.
yeah, on the youth board
Yeah.
and the strategic planning committee.
That's right. Yeah. You're on both of that. Yeah. Good. And your kids are in the junior youth?
Yep, they're in the Little Lutherans, as Peggy calls it, and been doing some of that stuff and
they
enjoying
like it a lot.
Yeah.
Especially Hadley. Always wants to come see Janice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's what'd she call it? Not Sunday school, church school.
Yeah, something.
She calls it church school.
Oh,
Are we
okay.
going to church school? Do I get to
that's
see Miss
funny.
Janice? So, yeah.
Very funny.
Yeah, Janice keeps her entertained.
Yeah. So, what are some people that maybe have had a big impact on you guys through the years here at St. James?
We were talking about it last night, and
Phil was obviously.
yeah, I think we can't go without saying Phil,
Phil and
especially
Peggy.
since
Phil and Peggy when we were in our youth.
yeah, just because, like we said, a lot of our time here was when we were youth,
Right.
and so Phil definitely had a a big impact on us. And Peggy and Ryan and Amy Beagle were here at that time, and they did some youth activities with Phil. They were like, the young married couple that was, helping out. And so they did a lot of things with us. And in my Sunday school time, Betty Willman was a huge impact in Sunday education time, and just was such a kind heart, but yet made it fun. And really enjoyed being with and her youth. At the time, of course, Katie and I are the same age.
Oh, okay.
So,
her daughter.
So we were
two
with
Katies.
Yes,
Same age.
So Katie Willman and Jeff Aaron and I, we went all through it. We're all the same age, and then
Jeff, he was the same class. So I went to Marion.
Yeah, and then Katarina Fisher, when they moved in, she was in our grade too. So we went through all the confirmation and all that, our high school era together. So had a lot of fun with those guys.
So now, are you guys up on that wall?
Yeah,
I thought
we
so.
are.
Sure.
We are. We did it.
My name's up there.
Yeah, he's up there too. The footprints and the painting. We did the one of the paintings too. So
yeah, I need to go up and film that, because that's kind of an epic thing. You see all these adults now that were youth before.
When we came back, we were here for something.
Yeah, we were up there.
We went up there, and
I was like, wow. Okay.
And I was like, okay, we're still up there. It's been 22 years, but
I don't even think people know that room is up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know if they still use it a lot or what.
They do.
We used it a lot for the youth stuff.
Yeah,
they do it for Bible study. For the kids. Yeah, the pool table up there is not in the greatest shape. Charlie and I have tried to play pool up there before, and it's not. It's kind of got to go and pick up the balls off the floor.
Yep. We were up there.
Wow. So, any interesting stories or funny anecdotes that happened through all the years?
Yeah, we were just talking about that last night. Mine was with Phil, because when I started coming here, it took him a while to remember my name. So he just, for the longest time, he called me Bob.
Really?
Yeah, he could never remember. It's just call me Bob. And then once he knew my name and had it remembered, he just still called me Bob, just to be funny. Yeah, so
I think your footprint up there does say Bob
on it. It may say Bob on it. I don't know.
I think it says Bob on it, because I mean, not.
Yeah, it's funny. For the longest time, he just called me Bob.
Yeah, he said he was like, well, he just figured another boyfriend. He didn't need to
remember my name. He probably didn't try to remember my name, because it's 8th grade. He probably didn't think I was going to be around very long.
So he always called him Bob. But
that's funny.
Yeah, and I was thinking, again, we were talking about last night also with Phil. So the National Youth Gathering that I was supposed to go to was my senior year, I think, and volleyball
the second
was the first time. So volleyball, 2-a-days and tryouts were that week, and I wasn't going to be able to make the team if I didn't go, if I went to National Youth Gathering. So Phil made a deal that I could go the next time as a counselor, but I wasn't old enough to go as a counselor. So he lied on my National Youth application on my age to say I was old enough to be a counselor.
It worked.
So I went with Sean Willman and BJ and Ashley Everett, Ashley West.
Oh, wow.
And Cassie Smith and those guys. So I went with a class that was kind of a year.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
2 years or a year below where I was supposed to be, but
wow.
Yeah. Because he was like, I really want you to go.
A little fibbing, no big deal.
So yeah, I was like, it's always kind of a funny thing that he lied on the application just so I could go. So, had a great time though.
Yeah. Those are pretty amazing events.
Oh yeah,
and so,
it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You
enjoyed it.
We took a bunch to Houston in 22, and that was it was pretty epic.
It's a lot of fun, but it was just kind of funny that Bill had his ways of getting you to participate one way or the other. So that was kind of funny. I don't know any other. I think the kids do funny things all the time, especially at communion. You probably notice, but
what the hell did they do the other? She just did something less.
I don't know.
Why were taking?
They always like to take the cups and
Oh,
It's
they
just-
cheers the cups.
They
yes,
cheers the
that's-
cups.
Oh, do they
at the-
cheers the cups?
I was like, that's great.
They cheers the cups at the communion.
I always want the
at the
communion cups.
communion, yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, they just cheers at the altar. I was like, oh my word. But,
Well,
yeah.
you know, they're seeing it as an
Celebration.
enjoyable thing, a celebration, right?
Said it, make it a celebration. They're
Yeah.
celebrating. So.
Yeah, she always asks me if it tastes good. She's very
Oh,
intrigued
very,
about
very
what's
intrigued,
going on up there. So that's
Yeah.
usually pretty entertaining to try to have that discussion with them.
It's always interesting when the kids get into confirmation and you come to that point where, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is going to be your first communion. And they, in some cases, maybe it's the first time they've tasted wine.
Right.
And I find that the vast majority of kids, the first time they taste wine, hate it.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I'm always surprised by that.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, I like
It's
wine.
like
but,
not bad.
But yeah, I'm going, "Hey," you know, but I find that they like, oh,
Intentionally.
because my kids absolutely
Really?
hated it. You
Yeah.
know, it was like, really? You
Yeah.
know, they want grape juice. I said, no, you're not taking the grape juice. Take the wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That will be interesting. Their first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so any other stories or anything?
I'm trying to think. I'm sure there was
I
quite a
know,
few.
I'm
It's
sure
just
there's
been a while since.
Quite a few. I mean, all the activities and everything, I'm sure there was.
Mm-hmm. I can't really.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So what's it like? So you went through, the program at church. What's it like now having your kids go through it?
Yeah, I mean, I watch them and get to see them growing and learning, and especially, well, all of them, but like they're just at different stages, so that's kind of fun too. Like Brady's the oldest, and he just takes everything from Tom, like in his Sunday school class,
Oh,
and it's so much more like in depth than even just Luke's in Miss Pat's class. So it's it's just fun to see like their different levels of understanding. And then like if Luke asks something in the car after church, like Brady will start answering his question. And so like that's kind of fun to like see them teaching each other and stuff like that. So that's fun. And then of course the Little Lutherans is new. That was obviously never around when we were little.
Yeah.
So it's fun to see them kind of get into youth group a little earlier and build those relationships.
Well, I think we realized we had a lot of kids in that age group.
Right, right.
It just seemed like a perfect.
Made sense.
We usually
thing
have good
to do.
turnouts.
Yeah.
I mean, and we've had to miss a few for different things, but the hayride and the pool party at our house and cooking, all sorts of stuff. They've had a pretty good time at. And,
Yeah.
a good relationship with the other kids and stuff. And they like to bring their friends too, so it's always nice
Yeah.
to know
And that's good.
that they're hanging out with
Yeah.
kids with similar values and such. So it's always fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's what significant changes have you seen through the years as you've been here?
Yeah, he was trying to think of some last
Yeah, I
night
don't know.
too, but
I mean, like biggest for us when they changed pastors, but
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
from yeah. And
That was
then-
kind of our while we were gone for a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd moved to Indy so I could finish grad school, and so we weren't. It was too far to drive, obviously, back and forth and so forth.
Sure.
And then when we moved back, that was the time of a pastor change, so we didn't really come back. But then Brady was baptized here,
Yeah.
Oh.
but the other two weren't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're baptized at all three different churches.
Yeah, they were all.
Oh, that's funny.
We were laughing last night. We said we've been married in a Lutheran church, and all three of the kids were baptized at Lutheran church, but they're all different Lutheran churches.
Well, that's funny.
So,
Yeah.
but so then when Luke was born, we really weren't going anywhere, and he was baptized at Cornerstone
Oh, okay.
and with my mom and dad's church, and then we started going to Redeemer in Kokomo,
Oh, okay.
and so Hadley was baptized there.
Oh, okay. That's a
and
beautiful church.
It is.
Really beautiful.
It was just hard for us to get there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a little bit of a drive for you
drive.
guys.
So, you know,
Timing's a little hard for us sometimes.
that one was
so-
a hard one to stay committed to.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So they were changing pastors at the time. St. James was bringing you in, and so it just we were like, let's just come back and.
That was a weird thing because John Dreyer and I were classmates in seminary,
Oh, really?
and our installations were like a week apart.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah, so we've known each other since '88 or whatever,
Wow.
and then they got a new right after that, within a year, they got a new associate pastor too.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the whole
Change.
group, yeah.
Yeah, well, when they were gonna change and St. James was changing, we were like, well, we might as well come back and see if we feel like it's a better fit this time around and stick to it because
Sure.
we were making it just not very frequently.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
it was just hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't have the connection there, like if as in the community. So,
Right. Yeah.
the kids. Brady went to Bible school there, but other than that, we didn't have any. It wasn't like you can run over and do the
Right.
Bible study like I
Or
do
youth
with
stuff.
the women here, or the youth things, or we just weren't as involved as we wanted to be. So that was a big drive to come back to St. James as well.
'Cause that's about a 45-minute
Yeah,
drive.
Yeah,
yeah.
So yeah.
it's not easy.
And when we,
Yeah.
when we came back, it was like coming home.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I mean, everybody was so welcoming and
Yeah.
not like where you been for the last
Yeah.
5 years, So it was good to be back and feel like family and
Good.
all the people that we grew up with.
Yeah.
Happy to have us back.
It's a very
So,
welcoming church.
Yeah.
I think so.
So that was pastor change was big, and
Yeah,
then
Kathy.
service. Just the
Service
services
changed a
has
little bit over the
changed
years.
as far as like formality and.
So what do you like better, traditional or contemporary?
I like a mix of both.
Okay.
I'm a little more traditional.
I was gonna say, yeah.
but I don't know. I mean,
If we could
It's
get
kinda
here at
grown on me.
8:30 or 8:45, he might do it, but yeah, it's not too contemporary.
I'm not too.
but-
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
it's not too crazy.
Yeah. It is. I always kind of laugh. People call it contemporary because
Yeah, it's not what
I've seen real
contemporary
is.
contemporary.
Oh, yeah.
and it's not real.
Yeah, no, it's not real
Yeah,
contemporary,
it's not
but
that
it's
I'm not putting on a rock concert.
yeah,
No.
So,
yeah.
Uh,
That's changed. I think just some of the things that other people have said as far as like lay readers and
Mhm.
the elders used to do the prayer and
Right.
just some things like that. Well, and obviously this was before you, but the build
Oh,
on
yeah,
out
that
back.
Oh yeah.
I know some people have mentioned the kitchen, where the
Yeah.
kitchen was,
Yeah.
but I had Sunday school in the kitchen
Yeah.
for a period of time, and so yeah, it was cold.
Oh.
It was cold. I remember it being cold, but yeah, people would come in and get their coffee, and you had like Sunday school in there. But
Funny.
yeah,
Funny.
wherever you could fit,
Yeah.
I guess. is fit. So
Yeah,
that's been-
from what they described the size of the congregation, thinking of that, having half the building
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
pretty.
Yeah.
You can see why they built the other part
Yeah.
of the building.
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. I remember squeezing in that. I mean, that was early. That was mid '90s probably, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was a little bit of a tight squeeze back there.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So, how has St. James impacted your faith walk?
I mean, I
Quite a
think,
bit. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
Between that and St. Paul, that was my faith
Yeah.
through my youth coming
Yeah.
through here. And,
So you were originally at St.
I've been
Paul's.
through a few things.
He's got a
I'll
history.
start. SF to Adventist where we started, and then
Oh,
when my dad
really?
passed
Oh.
away, we went with Mom, and she was Catholic. So then
Oh, okay.
I went to St. Paul's and got confirmed and
Oh, sure.
Catholic, and then I was also the same time coming here.
Yeah.
So I mean, I did more youth stuff here than I
Uh-huh.
did over there at St. Paul's,
Yeah.
and then just also like now with our kids, it's helping bring our kids up in it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I mean it's
Yeah. I mean, it's been my whole
So it's-
youth education was here.
Yeah.
Confirmation and First Communion and all those important years of
Yeah.
influence. Definitely gave a pretty good foundation. As even when you were in college and stuff and weren't as active, you
Right.
still had a good foundation to keep you headed in the right direction.
hmm
Yeah.
And even now,
Yeah.
keep us on track. Hopefully,
yeah, it's helping bring our kids up,
yeah.
in faith and everything. So
And the women. I mean, I go to the women's Bible study with Peggy and those
Yeah.
guys, and that's a huge support. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's just nice to have a group that you can feel comfortable to share
Sure.
things with, and so that's
Sure.
that's a good group
Sure.
good group of ladies to look up to. And
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's important sometimes to have those men and women's Bible studies, and then mixed too, but it's just kind of a different approach. And so.
And Sunday school, we talked about that. We were not going to Sunday school.
Oh.
Prior.
Prior.
Well, at first we didn't have the kids, so that we had less drive to make sure they were here, and stuff.
Sure.
But your Sunday school class, we really enjoyed
like
that.
that,
So that's gives a background. Oh, and you talked about the
Bible reading.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was
We really enjoyed the Bible in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
with you last
good.
year.
Oh, good.
And
good. Well, thanks.
It helped us to have the review.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause some of
Explain
it's hard to wrap your head around. So that was helpful too. So we really
there are portions of scripture that are kind of like, what's this about?
Yeah. So we enjoyed that as far as keeping that.
Good.
Keeping us on that year too, so that's helped as well.
So what would you like to see for the future of St. James?
Just, keep the youth going. Like our kids are hopefully going to here and go up through it. So we want to see that keep continuing.
I'd like, when they come home from, hopefully move back from college, that the church is here and supportive and still able to, have grandkids here and, yes, growth, but just I really appreciate the community of the church. And, I don't know. It's just like, I think back to when we were youth and it was like, as far as the youth goes, all their parents felt like influences. So I just want that for our kids. You know what I mean? So the Wilmans and the Aarons and, they just everybody just felt like we all were the Kleins. Everybody was raising us all together, and that was just like
a
good supportive environment with not just our parents, but outside influences too that you knew cared about you and you knew wanted the best for you. And so it was just nice I want that for our kids to feel like they have a good community that's supporting them and has their best interest. And
Yeah, I think that's sometimes undervalued in that, I often said why I stayed in the church was, I had friends in my youth group, but a lot of it had to do with the older adults that were also in the church that, did show the support and had you. And I think that, sometimes maybe they don't realize that, but that is an impact. And it does that the other people in the congregation actually care about them. And are supportive. And so, it's very important.
I felt like even during college when I'd come back home like for the weekend or whatever, they were always excited to see you and, ask how you were. And just has always felt like a good community, a good family.
Yeah. Anything else?
I know. I think everything we were talking about last night maybe came up already. But
was there anything I didn't ask you? I should have asked you.
I don't know. We just are glad to be back. Glad you're here.
Oh, good to be here.
It felt as soon as we came back those 4 years ago, it just felt like the right place to be, the right place to have the kids, and right time to get involved with things, and so.
Good. Well, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah. And we will see you next time for more 75th anniversary questions. Peace out.
Walking these streets, shadows fall, lost in a world, echoes call, searching for life, voices true. St. James Church in the heart of the blue. Glorify God, nurture all, share the gospel, hear the call, that is what chains, singing new names. Pushing through the night, feeling small, seeking the answers stall.